Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money with your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 631 of Screw the Commute podcast. Today we're going to talk about reputable email or reputable email. I don't know which way you like best, but reputable means having a good reputation. Now, if you mess this up, your open rates will tank and your spam complaints will skyrocket, and it'll likely get you kicked off your email service. And unless you're a spammer that doesn't care about your reputation, your income will drop like a rock. All right, so keep that email reputation high. That's what this episode's about. Now, I hope you didn't miss episode 630. That was the fastest product that you can create on earth. And anytime you want to get to a back episode, you go to screwthecommute.com/ and then the episode number. That was 630, and this is 631. You're probably going to want to re-listen to this and pass it on to some folks. Now, just a quick update on our program to get scholarships for persons with disabilities. One of the people has already started a website to help other people with disabilities. Another is totally revamping their husband's construction website. And a third, who's a school teacher, moving right along with her studies and being even more consistent since school's out. So if you want to check out and see some of their videos, and two of the people are blind. They're doing better videos than me. But please check out. We need a second round of financing to keep the program rolling. And check out screwthecommute.com/disability and help out with the GoFundMe campaign if you can. Any little bit helps. And if you're really flush with cash, you could sponsor a person. We want to get 2 more people in this pilot program, and then I want to roll it out big to foundations and corporations after I have proved the concept. All right, make sure you pick up a copy of our automation ebook. This ebook you will thank me for it. I'm guaranteeing you that, because it'll save you enormous amounts of time and help you make more money, because you'll have more time to spend with prospects and clients than you'll be fighting with your computer. So check that out at screwthecommute.com/automate free. And while you're at it, pick up a copy of our podcast app at screwthecommute.com/app. That's APP. And you can put us on your cell phone and tablet and take us with you on the road. All right, let's get to the main event. Today, I'm going to talk about keeping your email reputation in good shape. I've sent hundreds of millions, that's not an exaggeration, of emails with virtually zero complaints, and have made many millions of dollars with those emails. Now, in this episode, I'm going to talk about the simple things you can do to make sure your email reputation is stellar, which means more people will open your emails, less people will unsubscribe, and if you have good products and services, you'll undoubtedly make more money. And now this past sentence mentioned good products and services. So here's the thing. No email reputation is going to save you if you sell junk to people. Okay, just keep that in mind. All right, let me give you a couple basics here so you don't get yourself in trouble immediately. Many people will not invest in the proper tools to run their business, and they try to broadcast sales messages using their personal accounts. All right, this is bad for so many reasons. First is that your shared hosting account for your website that probably also provides your email service will kick you off in no time flat. They will see large amounts of emails going out within a few minutes, and literally sirens will go off in their office telling them to shut you down immediately. They will think that either you're a spammer or you got hacked and your website hosting service is being used as a spam like kickoff point. So they're going to shut you down immediately. All right. Now, sometimes you can play dumb and apologize because you didn't know you weren't allowed to send that many emails all at once. And sometimes That'll work, but sometimes they'll just immediately suspend you or ban you for spamming. You do not want to be in this situation. The next big mistake people make, and I see it to this day, even with big entities that should know better, they send an email to a big group and put all the email addresses in the CC, or that's called the carbon copy part of your email. Oh my God. You have now exposed everyone's email to everyone else on the list. You just killed the privacy of those people. In some cases, if someone accidentally hits reply all to complain about you doing this, everyone on the list gets that complaint. And if a bunch of people do that, you have a cluster F, and you know what F stands for, of email going all over the place, and everyone is pissed off at you and will most likely never do business with you because you were too stupid to do such a thing. All right. So no, don't do a CC for broadcast emails. All right. Now you say, well, Tom, what about BCC or blind carbon copy? Oh, well, guess what? That's okay for small groups of people. I even do that myself. And in fact, I'm doing it right now I have an ebook mastermind going and an email mastermind going. And in this case, I do use my personal accounts and I send the email in the to line to myself. That's how you do this. And then you copy everyone else in the BCC area, blind carbon copy. But remember, this is only for 15 to 20 people or so it's no big deal here. Plus, the people on the list paid to be on it, so this has no effect at all on hurting my email reputation, and they're not going to complain to anybody or nothing. All right, so that's fine. BCC is okay for small groups, but CC, avoid it unless it's one or two people that are all in cahoots on your email and not going to complain. And they know each other. All right, now, if you're planning on getting serious about your email marketing, no personal account is going to work. Even with very little success, let's say you only have 100 people on your list, that's more than enough to get you kicked off personal accounts easily. So either get serious and get the proper tools or don't do it at all until you're ready to invest in the proper tools. All right, but let me talk about free email services for a minute. Here's the problem with free email broadcast services. Every spammer that has a union card, okay, uses these free services until they get kicked off, and then they're just going to spoof or pretend they're at a different IP address and sign up again with the free service and keep spamming people. Well, that means servers around the world that receive email recognize that tons of spam is coming from those services, those free services. So they ban all email coming from those free places. So you're lumped in. I mean, no matter how legit you are, you get lumped in with the bad apples and your emails don't get through. And your email reputation tanks even more. All right, so don't do that. Don't get sucked into free stuff. Now, I'm the first one that will promote free stuff that's great and is good for you and helps you. In fact, there's loads of it if you download that Automate free book, screwthecommute.com/automate free, how to automate your business book. Yeah, there's great stuff in there. But some things, this is not where you scrimp, all right? So you got to have a real broadcast email service that's paid so the spammers aren't infiltrating it. All right, now here's another thing that hurts your email reputation. We're going to talk about duplicates here. And guess what? It affects me, and there's not a darn thing I can do about it. But you can. All right, let me explain. So I had 150,000 or so subscribers before any of the tools that I now use were even invented. Remember, I've been in it since the beginning, that 28 and a half years ago when the commercial internet started. I've been doing it ever since then. See, in those early days, you could only broadcast to an email address. You couldn't personalize, which we call mail merge, where somebody's name is popped in or their account number, or, all these different mail merge fields you can put in so that when you broadcast to 1,000 people, each one has their name in it and their details. See, that's called mail merge. But that didn't exist in those days. So I have lists that don't even have first names. I've got probably 30,000, maybe not 30,000 anymore, but 15 to 20,000 emails with no first names on them. I think, no, let me think about this. Yeah, I think it's like 16,000 or so that don't have any first names. So I just have to say, dear great speaking subscriber, it's not as personalized, but still those people don't complain and they still accept my emails. They open them and they, so they might be buying stuff off of me. So I just don't know who they are. But here's the problem I have. People that buy stuff through my shopping cart are on a list, but they may also be on one or several of those older lists, and I just don't know it. What this causes is when I send a broadcast to the shopping cart list and all the other lists, people could get 4 or 5 emails that say the exact same thing. These are called duplicates. Now, there's not much I can do about it other than apologize if someone complains about the duplicates, and I tell them if it happens again, and actually it is going to happen again next time I send out, to forward them to me, and I'll remove them from 4 or 5, 4 of the 5 lists that they're on, let's say. Now, I don't really get people too mad at me because, and here's that term again, reputation. I've sent out good, helpful stuff for now 28 and a half years, so people do cut me some slack. But this doesn't have to happen to you at all. And if you're starting, or if you've got all your emails in one place, now we got something that you don't have to suffer the problem that I suffer, because if you don't have a big reputation built up, people are not going to cut you slack. Let me tell you that. You're going to get some emails cussing you out, and it's terrible. But anyway, if you're just starting out and you have all your stuff in one place, if you use the proper tools that have, and here's the term, a dedupe function, D-E-D-U-P-E, dedupe. And that stands for deduplication. In other words, if they see you trying to broadcast and a person is on your list 4 or 5 times, they only send that person one email. They don't send all 4 or 5. That's beautiful. It protects you from sending all these duplicates to one person. And remember, that one person has done the most business with you, or downloaded your stuff, or had the most engagement with you. You don't want to make them mad. Now, especially if you're selling or have aspirations of selling online, you want all your people in one place, which makes it so much easier to do broadcasts than it is for me that I have to send out 4 or 5 different lists every time I do a broadcast. See, you could be selling things, but also building your list with opt-in forms for freebies and newsletters and things like that. And all these people are in your system. So when you do a broadcast, the dedupe function automatically sends one email for that broadcast to a person that may be in your, geez, I have some people in there 20 or 30 different transactions they've done with me over the years. See, so you don't want to make those people mad. And of course, I have used for more than 20 years, and all my students use kickstartcart.com, and you can get a 30-day free trial. If you get the cart, we give you free unlimited training for the life of the time you have it. So you do have to pay for it, though. That's why you get all these functions, email functions and newsletter functions and autoresponders. And I mean, it's just a massive selling system, but it's got, I'd say 90% of the features of the super big expensive systems, but you can actually run it yourself. I had some of these other big systems. Some lady was coming to me. She was paying $4,000 a month for a part-time person just to operate the things because it was so complicated. All of my students run their own carts because it's a mere mortal can do it. So kickstartcart.com, get the free trial, and you'll have all these things and a load more. I think episode 10, screwthecommute.com/10, is all about the things you should have in a shopping cart system. And we emphasize the word system because it incorporates all your emails and your autoresponders and your upselling modules and your coupons and all of this stuff in one place. Okay, let me get into some more email reputation things. You must have true subject lines. Now, true doesn't mean they can't be cutesy and curious. Now, the Zeigarnik principle, you may have heard me talk about numerous times when I talk about copywriting. It builds curiosity in people. So it's okay to use that for sure. It's a great thing to use in your subject line, as long as you eventually lead people to, and then fulfill the curiosity. See, if you don't, they're never going to trust you or open your emails again. You'll be considered what's called a clickbaiter, which is bad for your reputation. In other words, you say anything in your subject line to get the click and then promote something else in the email. Nothing will kill your credibility and open rates more than if people get tricked into opening an email with what you promised them in the email was not what was in the subject line. People won't trust you anymore and will most likely unsubscribe or complain you are a spammer. I say you're not only you're a spammer, you're a liar. Okay, so make sure your subject line truly relates to the content of the email, and the Canned Spam Act passed years ago also demands that. All right, the next thing you want to do to keep your email reputation high is to use a spam checker before you send out your email. A spam checker looks at your email before you send it out and gives you a spam score. The lower the score, the better. If you get a score of 5 or above, you shouldn't even bother sending out that email because it will get caught in spam filters everywhere. Now, a service called Spam Assassin is connected to kickstartcart.com. So when you create a broadcast email or autoresponder message, it will check the message and tell you what looks like spam so you can fix it and get your spam score down towards 0 before you send out the email. There are articles on Google telling you of thousands of words and phrases that are what are called spam triggers. In other words, these words and phrases get your email caught in spam filters. Well, you're never going to memorize that whole list, and something that looks innocent to you could look like spam to a spam filter that sees 1 billion emails an hour. So Spam Assassin, as soon as you write your thing, you hit this button, it gives you the score, tells you what's wrong with your email, you fix it, and boom, you're done. Okay. So, and the value of this is the less spam terms you use in your email, the more emails will get through to the recipients. And they won't look like spam because you removed the spam terms from the email. So when people read your emails, your email reputation rises because the text doesn't look like all the other spam emails that they get all the time. Okay, next thing. Something that will really hurt your email reputation is the term opt out. I still to this day hear this all the time from business people. They automatically subscribe a person to an email list and make that person opt out of the list. This is a totally fraudulent and unacceptable email practice. When I tell people this, they counter with, yeah, but they can unsubscribe anytime they want. The point is they didn't ask to be on the list in the first place, which brings up the topic of permission-based email marketing. See, in the USA, and more specifically the Canned Spam Act, and there are variations of this in different countries and areas around the world, like Canada has its own and the UK has the GDPR. Now, you should look up all these, even if you don't meet all their requirements, you should at least know about them. But all of them require explicit permission to put people on a list or at least have some kind of relationship with them. For instance, when they buy something, not only do they give me their email address, in many cases, I have their mailing address, their street address, their credit card number, their phone number, and everything else about them, see? Now, that's pretty much considered a relationship with them, and I have no trouble emailing them. And of course, in this case, yeah, they can still unsubscribe, but that's not the same as forcing them on a list and making them opt out, which is the problem I just told you about. All right, now another thing you should know about with regard to being able to use email addresses you collect manually. In other words, the person didn't sign up online to get your emails. Maybe you do trade shows and collect email addresses, or maybe you're a pro speaker like I am, and I might collect several hundred emails in one shot. See, a reputable email service is going to demand proof of how you legitimately collected those emails before they allow you to put them in the service. Now, when I stand on stage, I'm almost always recorded, and I do a business card drawing, but I get it on tape that I told everyone that they would be put on a list, and if they didn't want to get emails from me, just write no emails on their business card, and I would honor that. And I've never been challenged about it because I have a long reputation, but that's how you would do it from stage. Or you could have little forms that they fill out if they don't have business cards that tell them that they're going to be on a list and they can get in the drawing, so forth. Okay. And now another situation at trade shows, you typically see like a fishbowl with business cards in it. All you have to do is put a sign in front of the bowl telling them they'll be subscribed and that they can unsubscribe anytime. Take a picture of it and be ready to send that picture to the abuse team at whatever service you're dealing with. Now, it should be, of course, kickstartcart.com if you want my help. So do these things and you'll keep high email reputation, which will give you the best chance of selling lots of your great products and services. All right, so if you like help with this and the other million things you got to do to be successful online, check out my mentor program at greatinternetmarketingtraining.com. It's the most unique, longest running, most successful ever in the field of internet and digital marketing. Also, consider my school. It's the only licensed dedicated internet marketing school in the country, and it'll give either you or young people in your life a real skill in about 6 months without being in massive debt from a 4-year college and out of the workforce for 4 years and spending all your money partying. All right. So they'll have a real skill. So check that out at imtcva.org and give me a call. I'm very accessible. Nobody like me will even talk to you. All right. But I will, because I'm a fanatic about your success. Okie doke. Keep that email reputation high, and I will catch you on the next episode. See you later.